Jerry Yang. I'm with Presidential Electric. We've been with the Twin Cities for a while here. We're here to talk to you today about safeties for the wintertime, for Christmas lighting, space heaters, and just trying to be safe over the wintertime. Yeah, usually when we're installing Christmas lighting, what we're looking for are like damaged cords, frayed, bad sockets, and damaged light, cracked lights, things like that will expose wiring. Usually stuff like that we want to try to get rid of and throw it away because they're not even salvageable, and they're all UL listed lights, so you definitely want to try to not use them again and buy LED lights. Those are the things that are really important. Yeah, UL light is UL listed. It comes from the factory. Everything's factory made. It's all nothing's tampered. Everything is completely one set. And if someone cut the ends and splice it, that's not UL listed anymore because you're actually damaging the cord and it's not even rated for what it's supposed to do anymore. The most important before plugging in lights, you got to make sure it's not on. It's plugged into a GFI outlet, and for protection, don't work on it while it's live and it's not plugged in, just so that you don't get caught up in the cord and get shocked and hurt yourself. And most importantly, just have the power off. And at the end of the time, when you're done with it, just turn everything on. And if it doesn't work, you just gotta basically turn it back off. And it's better be safe than sorry. Don't ever work on anything live. It's not worth it. And make sure that stuff that you're buying for outdoors is rated for outdoor use, not for indoor use. There are two types, so that's a really, really important part, because if you're using indoor stuff for the outdoor, you're gonna have a lot of problems, and you don't wanna have that during this winter time. Keeping cords dry and making sure you're not plugging in cords. If it's got like snow in the sockets, you shake it out before you plug it in, just so that you don't, conduct any kind of electricity and basically get shocked. And that's really important. That's at the end of the time, you just wanna make sure you're safe and be safe at all times. If it makes it, you shut off the panel from the house panel from the outside, and then when you're really done with everything, you can turn everything back on and test it. So not every tree is artificial trees. You got some, real trees and artificial trees. The best route to go about it is buying LEDs. They're not hot to the touch. They're more energy efficient, and they're a lot better equipment. Basically, there's a newer system that they're using now, and it's instant bright. It doesn't heat up, and that's the one safety that you want to try to be aware of, especially with artificial trees. If old lighting, if it conducts heat, it's going to melt plastic and it's going to cause fire. So those are the things that you want to be cognizant of too. LED doesn't do that, so really try to get buy LED lights. They're really nice lights, and they really are a lot better compared to the older style lighting. Another important is make sure kids are notorious for a lot of different things, messing with lighting, breaking lightings. You want to be careful because sometimes they can eat it, thinking candy canes, things like that. So just be really, really careful with kids around them. Well, using regular step ladder and extension ladders, just want to make sure they're not wet, no ice is on them. Please don't try to go above the second rung. It's not rated, it's not safe. It gets really unstable. Get the proper type of equipment for the use. You want to make sure if the step ladder is too short, you need to get a higher pitch. Get an extension ladder. Extension ladders. What's also really important is make sure the pivots is really sturdy. You have no loose ends on the bottom or on the top. The rolls is usually 1 to 4. You stand here, you got to make sure the 1 to 4 roll. If you're trying to extend it above to get it further in the roof, you want to get at least 3 feet above the roof for safety. But make sure you have the proper type of ladder for the use of hanging Christmas lights, high end, low end, and just make sure at the end of the day they're not wet, not icy, so you don't fall off. What's important about space heater is that you want to make sure you check the cord. They do have listings of tension, for the cords of X amount of feet. You want to keep it away from beds, furnitures, or anything flammable. You want to keep it at least 3 feet away just to be safe. Never plug these in to any extension cords or anything like that if you need to get further. Is that they're not ready for that. You want to try to plug it into an outlet directly as possible, so if there's any kind of short, between these space heater will basically trip the panel right away. Also important, make sure this cord is good, it's rated, it's not any abrasion, no breaks, no frays, no missing prongs. Also, what's really important is that, you know, after your use, always unplug it, don't ever leave it on. And on top of it, just before moving it, make sure it's cool, it doesn't burn, and it's nice and cool before you move it. Also important is to keep space heaters away from water. You know, they are appliances like little heaters, they do conduct electricity, they can be exposed to electrical shocks, so try to keep it away from water. Room heaters with overcurrent protection internally, so that if it reaches a certain heat, it will cut itself off so that it doesn't overheat, cause any electrical fires, doesn't heat up the wires and burn. So those are the importance to finding, you know, the right and efficient type of space heaters.